Welcome to Talk to Me. I'm your host, Brenda Warren, the Solutionist. I see things other people often miss. I help people turn their mess or their mission into a message for the masses. And today I am absolutely thrilled to have a very special young woman with me here today who is all about empowering women and helping them live their most authentic lives as they live it unapologetically and unstoppable. Her name is none other than Nikole Mitchell. She is a life coach who helps people create the life of their dreams by making money doing what they love. A pastor turned model, Nikole uses her experience to help people build happy and successful lives based on their truths. Having been interviewed and published in over 25 countries, and with 180,000 organic followers on Instagram, Nikole is becoming the go-to expert for learning how to make money by being your best self, your truest self, that is. For her expertise, Nikole has been featured on the Jimmy Kimmel show, in New York Post, ABC7, Fox 26, Bold TV, and Sirius XM, just to name a few. Podcasters love her. I love her. Nikole, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Brenda, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction and welcome. I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, Nikole, there are a lot of women out here that are entrepreneurs. We lost Nikole temporarily. There we go.
Sorry, I have it on silence and a phone call came through. I'm so sorry.
You know, that's the part of when you do things live. Things just sometimes just go whoop. There it is.
I am so sorry.
That's okay, Nikole. You know, in this Zoom economy that we have now, that's what makes these calls and these interviews interesting, because you just have to roll with it, which is one of the things you're known for doing in your life. You roll with the punches and do what comes true for yourself. So, Nikole, tell me, how did you decide, I want to be a life coach? I want to help other women do what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting. I've always been a teacher or a speaker or a preacher. And so I've always been used to being on stages or in front of classrooms and helping people, and didn't know life coaching really was a thing until one time I went to this small business workshop, and I didn't have a business at the time. But I found myself coaching all these entrepreneurs through their limiting beliefs, through their fears around charging too much, finding their ideal clients. And a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a life coach. This is what people charge a lot of money for. And here I'm just like doling it out for free. Mm-hmm. So I came home from that workshop, and that week I announced, I'm a life coach. You may now book sessions with me. And I've been doing that for 4 years now. And I am so happy doing what I do.
Now, when you first realized that you could make money doing something that you were doing for free, how did that change the way you approached what you did?
Yes, that's such a great question, Brenda. I think as a woman, especially raised in a very religious and conservative environment, I was taught to give. I was taught to sacrifice myself. I was never taught to monetize myself. Like that was like scandalous or greedy. But once I saw how I could monetize the goodness of my heart, genuinely wanting to help people and make their lives better, I got excited, because all of a sudden it opened up possibility where there was none before. And I was in a very dark and broke place. I was on food stamps with my kids, and it was super stressful. And I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the way I can generate money, being me and doing what I love.
Now, when you are helping, is there a particular woman that you prefer to work with? Like, is there an age group or a demographic that you prefer?
Gosh, that's a good question. Something I love about my work is the diversity of the people I work. I have clients as young as 19 years old. My oldest client is 56. I have doctors, teachers, college students, artists, activists. And I have hearts for two groups of people. I have a heart for those who were I was a few years ago, broke, struggling, in a dark place, but know they have the power to make it. Know there's more to their story than what they're experiencing. I love helping them have their breakthrough and building their dream life. I also really love the highly successful woman who's like crushing it, dominating her industry, but want support around something deeper, relationship, feeling secure in her wealth, feeling safe being seen, feeling bold to express herself fully and truthfully in the boardroom or to her partner. So it's these two extremes. I love bringing up the underdog, and I love supporting the highly powerful.
So how has your background as a pastor helped you as a life coach?
I think I've just always been a people person, and I'm a really good listener.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously being a pastor cultivated those skills. And I think what my life coaching does, it took it to the next level, because now I can like pinpoint like the root cause of things that people are going through. And I have the authority, because they've given me permission as their life coach, to call that out, to call them out of their limited belief, to call them out of their fear, to be bold about what I see so that they can become free. And it's the best thing ever.
When you're working with women, do you prefer working in groups or individually?
Ooh, I've done both.
Mm-hmm.
I've done group coaching and one-on-one coaching. I think my favorite is one-on-one. I love how deep we can go and how very quickly we can get there. We can just dive right in, and just seeing that personal transformation and being their support system all along the way is such an honor and such a thrill.
So when a woman comes to you and she's starting, like say she started in a place like you with young children on food stamps, and she is like at her wits end, Nikole, what is one of the first pieces of advice that you would give her?
Oh my gosh, I would say put support in place, because I'll have women like that who are like, I can't afford it. I can't afford the time, the energy, or the money. And I say, you can't not afford it. Right? It's precisely because you're so busy taking care of everyone else that you have to put support in place for you, so that you can show up and do your best, and so that your dreams don't get lost through all of the mundane and busyness of life. And so giving women permission to like take a stand for themselves, require support for themselves so their dreams can come true, means so much to me.
Now, is that advice different for the higher executive women that you work for, that say maybe she has the money and she really can't set her own schedule, but she finds herself in that stuck place, not happy with where her career is, where her marriage is? Is her support different?
It's interesting. The highly successful, because they have it in so many ways. They have it good in so many ways. They either have the money, they have the career, they have the children, they have the marriage, whatever it is. There's this fear that they think they can't have it all. Who are they to want more when they already have so much good in their life and so many other people have it way worse than them? And one of my core values as a life coach is you get to have it all. You get to have the career, the money, the marriage, the kids, the health, everything. There is nothing that's off limit for you except for that which you think is off limits. So for the highly successful woman, when she's crushing it in so many areas, she can then feel selfish or feel guilty to want more. And I reassure her, more is safe, more is allowed. And then we go about creating more in a way that feels good for her. And it just tickles me, because I want women who've been historically oppressed and marginalized and left behind, to rise up and claim everything for themselves and not deny themselves anything.
You know, one of the things I know is that you want people to dream big and then dream bigger than that. And that's something I tell people. So how did you get that desire to have women, to start promoting women to dream big and then dream bigger than that?
I have this belief that we all knew at some point when we were kids what we came here to do, what we came here to be, and lose it along the way. Cultural pressure, family expectations, religious stigma, all the things. And so much of our adulthood is coming back home to that inner knowing we've had in us since kids. So ever since I was little, like elementary school, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to have lots of money. And that was so foreign of a concept in the family I grew up in, and is dismissed as silly, shallow, and selfish. Mm-hmm. And now where I am today, where I'm on TV all the time, I'm making a lot of money. I run into fans as I'm out and about in my daily life. Like, I realize I'm fulfilling what I came here to be. So part of my job as a life coach is helping women uncover those dreams and desires that got lost along the way at some point, and remembering that they are good, they are safe, they are meant to come true.
So with that thought about the elementary school thought of when you were little, sitting where you are right now today, what advice would you have given to your younger self?
Oh my gosh, Brenda, that question makes me want to cry. It's so good. I would tell her, you're right, honey. You are so right. You are not crazy. Even though all these grown-ups around you think you're silly or crazy, you are spot on. And I'm telling you, everything you dream of is going to happen. And I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any male clients, or are your clients in your life coaching strictly women?
Mostly women. And I have a few queer and transgender clients, which I absolutely love. I'm also queer. So I just have such a heart for the LGBTQ community and love that I get to serve them.
Now, has that been something that has caused problems for other clients when you say that you're LGBTQ, um, that you
Yeah.
have those clients? Because, you know, in our society now, with everybody being so closed-minded and seem to have an inability to just accept people as people, have you found that to be an asset or liability?
This is such a great point, Brenda, because when we're coming into ourselves in whatever we do, we're a life coach, we're a teacher, we're a CEO, we all have this fear that there's a part of us that is unlovable, too much, or not enough. So I had this fear, if people found out I was queer, if people found out I was a model, they're not going to take me seriously. And it's actually become the very opposite. It's because I'm queer, it's because I'm a model, it's because I'm a mom of 3 kids that people hire me. They see a glimpse of their story and my story, and they want to know how they too can have it all. And so it's become my very strength and asset in my business.
You know, Nikole, as a mom of a non-binary child, my Alex is 20. That was something that in the beginning was a real struggle for people around me. But now, as I've moved forward, I've learned to understand that I don't have to change other people's opinion about my child or about me or my beliefs of my child's right to be the best person they can be on this planet. So I'm excited to hear that you are embracing people that society are marginalizing. And, you
Yes.
know, in my mind, I just always say, if we could just show the love of Christ to people as people and let God do the rest, we'd be so much better off. I know
Yeah, 100%.
that's not the prevailing thought, but I'm no longer tied to, as I say, I removed the braces from my brains. So I've been allowed to not stand in judgment about how other people live their lives, but just simply show the love of Christ.
Yes, it's so simple. It's so simple at the end of the day of just being the essence of love to one another. And I'm so happy your child has you as their mom, and like you are this loving mama bear who looks out for and protects her own child and chooses to surround herself and your child with people who love and accept you for you, and showing your child like we don't have to be who anyone else needs us to be. We are who God created us to be, who we came here to be, and that will draw all the right people to us.
As you are working to empower the people that you coach, what has been your number one challenge?
Ooh. I think from a business standpoint, my biggest challenge over the years was coming to the realization that what I do is enough. It's very easy to fall into this trap of, well, I don't have a perfect funnel. I don't do Facebook ads. I don't have a big email list. I don't post enough. I don't do enough. It's just so easy to compare ourselves to all the entrepreneurs who are further ahead. And there's so many of us online that if we stay in this comparison energy, it just shrinks our creativity. And so I had it for a long time, had to tune out what everyone else is doing and just keep believing that if who I am is enough, then whatever I do is enough because it's an extension of me. And the more I leaned into this belief that I am enough and what I do is enough, the easier it became to attract clients and grow my business.
So what one piece of advice would you give to a fellow entrepreneur that's say just starting out and really can't see? They maybe have 1 or 2 followers on their YouTube channel or Facebook page, and they're worried about, oh, am I ever going to get followers? What advice would you give them?
Oh, this is so great. So don't feel bad. We all started with 0 followers. Everyone had the same starting point on social media, and your account's going to grow too. Also, don't buy into this belief that you have to have a huge following to make a lot of money. I know lots of Instagrammers who have less than 10,000 followers and make $1 million or more a year. It is not about the size. It is about the connection. So whether you have 2 people, 200 or 2 million people following you, build that connection, make a relationship there, see them as real people, and they won't forget you. And then when they need your services or they bump into someone who does, you're going to be the first person to come to mind because you've been so intentional about the way you show up and how you connect with your people.
Nikole, I always say, I don't have to have everybody like me, but at least if the one right person likes me, I can be a millionaire easily. I also get up every morning and like it myself. So it's not about the number of likes that I get.
Right. Your
And
own like is the most important.
I said, if I can remember every morning when I get up that I like myself, it doesn't matter how many people like me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or anything, because I like me. And that helps me prepare forward. So as my numbers have slowly grown, I was so thrilled recently when I realized I have 112 YouTube subscribers. Woohoo! And
That's
somebody
amazing.
actually said, why are you celebrating that? I said, because 112 people have decided I was worth watching. How
Yes.
awesome is that? I was just thrilled about that. So like you said, there was a time when I only had 0 followers. I was the only one watching me. So I get excited about that because what I do know is that if you're consistent and you make sure you let people know that you're real, and as you do with what you do with the clients that you have, your authentic self, your tribe will find you.
Yes.
And that's evident by the 180,000 followers that you had. What was that like when you first saw that number?
It's so crazy because I've been on Instagram, I think since 2013, 14. So it's been 7, 8 years. Mm-hmm. And I had less than 1,000 for 8 of those years. Mm-hmm. So, and I was still showing up and I didn't know what I was doing or who I was reaching to, but I just kept showing up. And then over time, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as the person you are, you figure things out, things start clicking into place. I got clear on my message. I got clear on who I wanted to be online and offline. And the more clear it became, it showed up in my energy on my social media. And then all of a sudden I hit 10,000. I was like, oh my gosh, 10,000 is huge. And then I just kept following this internal guidance we get. The inspired actions are scary. They feel uncomfortable. They're stretching us out of our comfort zone. But every time I follow that, it has led to some massive reward, whether it's having 180,000 followers, or it's making 6-figure months, or it's having the home that can provide for my family. Like, trust those inspired actions and prompts because they will get you exactly where you're meant to be.
Nikole, if someone said, I'm looking for a life coach, and I said, oh, I know one, her name is Nikole, and they say, why should I hire Nikole? What would be your answer?
Oh my gosh, I love this. I think when I think of Nikole, she's a fully unleashed, fully expressed, fully embodied, fully empowered human and leader, woman and mom. And I don't limit anything. I let myself have it all, financially, spiritually, sexually, professionally. I let myself have it all. And I am a living demonstration of what's possible. So if that resonates with you, if you watching my story, watching my growth inspires you, connects with you, and you want your version of that, let's talk. That's the most important thing to me. It's not just hiring any life coach or even hiring me specifically. It's finding the one you resonate with, you click with, you're inspired by. They have a version of what you want and they can teach you how to get there. Hire that person.
I feel like I should be playing I'm Every Woman. I'm not a singer, but anyway.
I love it. Let's go.
Nikole, how do people get in touch with you so they could hire you, follow you? Where do we go?
Yeah, if you go to my website, NikoleMitchell.com, Nikole is spelled with a K, Nikole, you'll find all my social media. I'm the most active on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube. Come and say hi. There's a life coaching application on my website. But anyway, you reach out to me, I'll get it.
Okay, we'll make sure we put that down in the description. Nikole, please tell me, with all that you're doing and all the people that you're empowering, how is that helping you live your best life now?
Oh my gosh. Brenda, I am the happiest, the most at peace, the most fulfilled I've ever been. And I'm making the most money, doing what I love. And it's allowing me to provide a quality of life for my children, for myself. I've been able to house 2 homeless people. The gifts and donations I'm able to do because generosity is so important to me. Making money doing what I love has empowered me to do all of that, to live a beautiful life and to give back abundantly. And I'm so happy to be able to do that.
Well, you can't ask for more than that. Nikole, thank you for coming to talk to me. Please stand by while I do my favorite part of the show, which is thank a veteran. I don't know if you know I'm a veteran, Nikole, but I love to remind everyone that it's never too late to say thank you. And if you'd like to say thank you, and the people watching, please go to the website above my head, www.nevcc.org/projects, and join the Basket Brigade. There you'll find 12 writing prompts, one for every month of the year. Pick one, pick two, pick three, pick all 12, and write a sentence, write a word, write a paragraph, whichever you choose, but say thank you. And at the end of the year, Lisa DeShoram, the executive director of the New England Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and her staff will gather all those wonderful words of gratitude, place them in a beautifully illustrated book, and then place that book into a basket filled with goodies. And on January 1st, 2022, some very lucky veterans will receive that basket so they know that you cared, and they will know that someone thanked them for their service. So take the time to thank a veteran by going to www.nevc.org. Well, I thank the veteran, but I also want to thank Nikole for coming here. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in to watch this. And remember, how do you tap into Nikole? First, you transform your mind and say, hey, I need a coach. Then you announce to the world, I'm going to go check out Nikole because she is a life coach extraordinaire, ready to unleash my power and hold me accountable so that I can live my best life. Then I want you to prepare yourself for the awesomeness that is Nikole, that's going to help you dream big and then dream bigger than that. And then I want you to imagine what your life is going to look like once Nikole helps you remove the limiting beliefs that you have held on to all these years so that you can move forward, make your money, be happy, and live a fulfilled, fruitful life. And then I want you to nurture that thought. And remember, tap into Nikole, you're tapping into greatness and a life unleashed. Nikole, do you have any final thoughts for the audience?
Yes, that was beautiful, Brenda. I want you all to remember all things are possible. That vision you have, that amount of money you want to make, the amount of success you want to achieve, the level of fame you want to have, the kind of health you desire. If you can think it, you can have it. Believe, keep showing up, and it will be yours.
Thanks, Nikole, for being on Talk to Me. Remember, everyone, I love this part too, because it's all about choices, y'all. Remember, the choices you make today will be the reality you live tomorrow. Choose wisely, be blessed. Thanks, Nikole.
Thank you, Brenda.